What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, in this video, um, we're gonna have a little bit of I guess, a little bit of a fun one here that we're going to talk about, or at least somewhat revealing, a revealing thing to talk about. So, as you know, we've discussed before about Trump's ability to make a buck, and finding every way possible to make a buck. Putting all kinds of products out there for people to buy, for his followers to get, and for him to like I said, to make money. And he has made uncountless, hundreds, billions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars on all these different all these different products and stuff, from the hats to the mugs to NFTs to coins, shit coins. And his biggest, newest shoes. His newest one here, though, is the Trump phone and the Trump self-service. And, I've kind of sort of looked over this at first. But I have this new report here, this article that I wanted to look at. It's from The Verge. Not too sure about or know that much about them, but we're going to look at it. So it says here, the Trump phone is no longer promises it's made in the U.S., made in America. Okay, interesting. When the Trump organization launched the Trump mobile wireless carrier, it also launched a flagship phone called the T1 phone 8002 or 8002. So this is the flagship phone, Trump mobile, the T1 gold version, as if there's going to be any other version. One of the phone's main selling points was that it was made in America. We figured that was unlikely to be true, and we were right. Sometime in the last several days, the Trump mobile site appears to have scrubbed all language indicating the phone is to be made in the U.S. Like, for instance, the huge banner on the homepage that says that the T1 was made in the USA, just to name an example. Instead, the Trump mobile website now includes that what can only be described as vague, pro-American gestures in the direction of smartphone manufacturing. The T1's new tagline is "Premium Performance, Proudly American." Its website says the device is designed with American values in mind. Okay. And there are American hands behind every device. Okay. Under key features, I've got the website up. That's exactly what it says. Under key features, the first thing listed is American proud design. None of this indicates, well, anything. It certainly doesn't say the device is made in the U.S. or even designed in the U.S. There are just some hands in America. That's the only one thing that appears to have changed about the phone since its launch last week. That's not the only thing, sorry, that appears to have changed. It was originally advertised to have a 6.78-inch AMOLED screen, but now the T1 site says it's a 6.25. So the phone seems to have shrunk a little bit. Maybe it got cold. I don't know. The site used to list the phone as having 12 gigabytes of RAM, and now it doesn't list RAM at all. I don't know that really matters, but it is curious. It's not entirely clear what happened here. The Trump organization hasn't responded to a request for comment, but it looks like Trump Mobile may have switched suppliers for the T1. Whatever is going on, it's certainly another reason to doubt whether this phone is for real. The badly photoshopped image of the phone hasn't changed, though, so that's something. When Trump Mobile first launched, it was also promising the T1 phone 8002 would ship in September. Although I did see where like it originally actually was supposed to be August, and then it moved to September, and now the only timing it could find was later this year. Probably best not to hold your breath. So, yeah, that's trying to have a little fun here. Again, this was, and I looked at the site because I haven't really looked at this that much. This is the website, trumpmobile.com. This is the phone page. Phone's $4.99. And it does. I'm assuming there was originally a banner up here that said "Made in the USA" or something. That's been removed. Now it says "Premium Performance, Proudly American." The T1 isn't just another smartphone. It's a bold step towards wireless independence, designed with American values in mind. The T1 delivers top-tier performance, sleek design, and powerful features, all without the inflated price tag. You have here, T1 phone, American proud design. The T1 phone isn't just powerful, it's brought to life right here in the USA with American hands behind every device. We bring care, precision, and trusted quality to every detail. Again, there's the 625, so punch hole. That's a weird one. Punch hole AMOLED screen. Not sure what that means outside of the camera hole, maybe? It's weird. Normally don't describe that, but I don't know. Not sure what that means. 120 megahertz, 50 megapixel main camera, 5,000 milliamps battery, fingerprint sensor, AI unlock. So, I mean, it's got a 256 gigabyte internal memory storage, expandable via card slot. So it does have an expandable card slot. That's something that a lot of new ones don't have. I mean, $499 is pretty cheap. But the one thing I also noticed is that it's a little. Be the first to get your T1 when you pay for your first month of T-Mobile service and shipping and handling fees. You'll only be charged $100 today. When we release the phone later this year, say there again, later this year, doesn't state when, you'll be the first to receive it. You won't be charged the remaining balance, which is $399, until your device ships. Best of all, and it's a little weird the way some of this is stated. Best of all, you can start using Trump Mobile today on your own device, or you can save your first month service and activate when you receive your new T1 phone. That's the freedom here. So by checking this, you have to put in your information, your billing stuff, everything, complete order. There's no. I haven't done this because I'm afraid that it's going to charge me right off the bat. I'm not going to lie. This doesn't give any kind of idea that you're going to go to like a cart or something like this is the cart. So I'm not about to try this myself. But by checking this box, you authorize T1 Mobile LLC to charge your card on a recurring basis for your T1 phone and your monthly Trump Mobile phone service. You acknowledge you will be charged $100 today for your first month of Trump Mobile service, which I thought the $100 was for the T1 phone. So it's a little wonky. And shipping and activation fees. I looked through. You also authorize a charge of $399 plus tax to be collected at the time your T1 phone is shipped. I tried to look through like the terms of service, terms of usage, all these things, And never does it actually state anywhere what the shipping is, what the activation fees are, or anything. It doesn't. It nowhere does it state any actual numbers for these fees. It just matter of fact, it states that the shipping or activation fees, like any fees, are subject to change and adjust at any time. Like, so it doesn't state what they are, but it states that they can adjust and change without, at any point they can be adjusted. So it's all already kind of weird that the way things are stated here, $100 for the mobile service, although it's supposed to be for T1 phone, but $399 for the phone, you're authorizing after the fact. It says that, like, somewhere it stated, I'm not sure if it was the terms used or what, but somewhere it stated that you would, like, be able to see a broke down cart, like a breakdown of all the charges in your confirmation email that you receive after making the order. So it's like, okay, you don't, when you're completing this order, you don't even know what your charges are. It only takes a credit card, and you're not going to know the charges until you get an email. That's all, like, very wishy-washy to me. It does state down here that this is no affiliation. The service is not designed, developed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by the Trump administration, but they've used the Trump name through license. So this is it's a company, I'm thinking, somewhere in Florida, from what I've seen. The T1 Mobile LLC, along with this DTTM Operations LLC. So it's it gives claim that it's not connected to some degree to the Trump organization, but nevertheless it's using the Trump under trademark, which therefore Trump is making money, hands down. He's making money off of all this. Now this is just for the phone. There's the 47 plan, which is the mobile plan. This is like a prepaid kind of card deal, what it looks like to me. And it's $47.45. Go figure. $47.45 a month. With unlimited talk, unlimited texting, text away, no limits. But then unlimited data, first 20 gigabytes at high speed. And then there's a little asterisk here. When you go down here to the asterisk, it says unlimited texting may be subject to data limits. So I guess it's not really no limits to the texting. Nationwide coverage on the U.S. network. So basically it uses like the big three networks, like, like a lot of these kind of side phone services do. International calling to 100 destinations. The big sell for this, I think, a lot is the telehealth and pharmacy benefits, which that is actually from a third-party provider. So the question also is that whether or not paying for this service actually includes that, or the fact that you have to activate this through a third party, you will have additional, like, costs with that third party. That's in question. I don't think anybody really knows that. Except unless somebody who may have already gotten this, which I'm sure there are plenty of them that have already activated it through their own phone. Maybe they have seen or can explain that. I don't know completely on that. But it's an interesting thing. Like I said, this first time I had really looked into it. But there's some questionable things about it. I haven't seen anywhere where anybody's talked about the service, how well it works or whatnot. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It probably does. I mean, most of the phone services do work about pretty, as fair as any other service. But the interesting thing here is that initially this phone was stating that it was made in the U.S. Now, there are, people, I mean, like professional, like, this is not the right word I'm looking for. Experts, I guess, there you go. Experts that state that there is no phone that's actually capable of being 100% made in the U.S. We just do not have the infrastructure or setup anywhere in the U.S. for a phone to be 100% made here. So it could have it could partially be made or constructed in some kind of way here, but it looks to like it's ultimately more or less probably coming from either China or Japan or something like that. Like it, a lot of the structure of it or parts of it or whatever. So that's the reason more or less they probably had to take the Make America or Made in the U.S. off, because it more than likely is not 100% made in the U.S. There might be certain parts of it that's made here or constructed here to some degree, or some parts of it made here, but ultimately it's not 100% made American. So that's the reason why you have these kind of vague statements brought to life here in the U.S. That's interesting. It's brought to life here in the U.S. as if, oh, you can turn it on here and it's brought to life, That's the funny part. I can get behind that. With American hands, it can be brought to life in the U.S. with American hands behind every device. Yeah. Once you get this device and you turn it on, your American hands have brought this to life. Oh, it's apparently shrunk with punch holes. I don't get that one. So yeah, American proud design. But clearly it's not. And that's the thing, the whole idea behind Trump is that he wants everything, claims he wants everything made here in the U.S. And he's trying to get everything made here in the U.S. But even in one of the previous products that Trump was trying to sell, it will come out and found out that those products were actually made in China. They first were stated that they were U.S. products, but then come to find out they were made in China and shipped in. Got to stop this. We've got to stop being fooled by Trump and all his product antics, that he claims initially, or that the product is claimed initially to be made in the U.S. or is, it's American first or whatever the case, to get you to buy it, to get you to sell into it. And then it comes out later that it's not. Things have to be changed, adjusted, altered, and it's done slickly so that hopefully you don't notice. But it's all a scam, and now we don't even know. It doesn't even state when this is going to be released. Like I said, I saw somewhere where initially, like one place, maybe it was the Trump site or the initial post by Trump or something like that, stated that it released in August, but when the website, it originally stated it was releasing in September, but now it just says later this year. So there's no telling when or if it would actually be released. But they want your money now. They want at least $100 now to hold, I guess, as a down payment, with unknown shipping and activation fees, because like I said, it does not state that anywhere in the terms of service or the terms of usage. I looked through every single one of them and it does not state any numbers anywhere as to how much the activation fees or shipping is. So you're kind of hitting complete order on your own risk if you do that. Anyway, let me know what you think about it. I thought it was interesting. And once again, just goes to the whole idea behind Trump products, and that, it's all questionable at best. And a lot of it is just straight scams. A way for him to make a buck, a way for him to make money off of people who are obsessed with him. So if that's at your own risk. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of it. And until next time, peace. Clear Talk. I'm out.